Hello YouTube, it's Steve here and welcome to another one of my vacuum cleaners. And much like the last one I've just done, I decided, well, I've done one Kirby, might as well do another one as well. This is the Generation 4, the Kirby G4. I've just done one on the Heritage one, so I thought might as well do one on the Generation platform as well today. This is the second version of the Generation machine that came out in the early 90s. The G3 was the first one that we got over here. It arrived in around about 1992. I believe the Generation models they were a bit delayed in coming over from America, so we actually got the Legend 2 for a fair bit longer over here than what they did in America. But the Generation 3, or the G3, was the all-new platform that they brought out to replace the classic platform that came in 1970. And this machine, the G4, was launched, I think it was very late 1993 that this first came out. And indeed some of the G4 models, the 1994 models, have the Kirby 80th anniversary logo on the front here. This one doesn't, because it's a later model G4. It is it's a November 1995 model, this one. We have a serial number on the side here, like a registration number on a car, and you can tell from that number when the Kirby was made. The first digit on this number, which on this case is 8, is the plant code, so I understand that's the factory where it was made in America, because obviously they got more than one factory. The second 2 digits, which is 95 on this one, is the year, and then the next 2 after that is the month, which is 11 on this one, so it's November 1995, and it was made in plant number 8. So there we go. This one is now coming up to being 19 years old. So, you know, Kirbys, they do last a very, very long time, these machines do. Okay, this was the first, no it wasn't actually. The first one to feature the tech drive was the G3. This one had some modifications made to it to make it a bit smoother, apparently, than on the first one. Tech drive has never been a very, very great favourite of mine. I find I just don't particularly like the noise they make very much. It does make an awful lot of difference pushing it around though, I must admit that. But being such a heavy machine that they are, when you pick them up here, you do need a little bit of assistance really in helping to push it round. This machine, like all the others, came with the comprehensive toolkit, and you're also available to get it the shampoo kit as well, and various other bits and pieces if you wanted to pay extra for it from the salesman when he come round. But this machine only came with the basic standard toolkit, which is this here. Okay. Which is all most people would use on a day-to-day basis. So you get your wall brush here, or you could use that as an upholstery brush, I suppose. Very big one there. You add your standard dusting brush there. Very good quality, that. This was the small upholstery nozzle here. You could take the end off it, like so, and use it like that, or you could put the end on, like so. We have the 2 extension rods here, which are pushed together very easily, and twist, and then you add your handle. Okay, and that just twisted in there. And then what you add, which Kirby said was for use on hard floors, was this head here. Dropped it on the floor. This one push and twist. And that was the part there that you were able to use to do your hard floors with. Now the rod, as I say, it was very useful to have the extended length here, because you could put your dusting brush on the top of here and use it to get all the way up high, up to the ceilings, to do all your coving and get your cobwebs down. So yeah, the toolkit it came with was fairly comprehensive, very useful. Put those on there for now. What else did we get? In the Kirby Caddy, as we call this, the Kirby Caddy. Carrying handle here for turning it into a handheld. That was the Sudzo gun there, which attached onto the end of the hose, and you put your shampoo solution in here, and when it was on the end of the hose in blower mode, you press that trigger and all the foam would come out here, so you'd be able to do your upholstery with it. Let the foam dry, scrub it in, and then vacuum it off, and it was supposed to leave everything all nice and clean. That's the Sudzo gun. We had one of these little scalp massager things here, and also a little inflator nozzle there for blowing up footballs and dinghies and inflatables. That's that. And the last thing you had in the Kirby Caddy here was the that was a converter that used to go on the front there for when you was using it in blower mode, because you had to have the fan covered. I'll show you that a bit later on. Okay. So those are the basic toolkit that you get with it. I mean, you could pay extra, and you could have what they called the rug renovator, which was it was a separate head that used to go on the front of here, and you'd be able to shampoo your carpets with it. Fitted a shampoo tank on the side of here, and a pipe that used to go between the two. And what it would do is lay down a foam, and then it would scrub the foam in with its scrubbing brush on the front. The foam you'd let dry, and then you'd go around and vacuum it all up. And that was their shampoo system, the Kirby. I think at the time as well, it used to come with like a turbo sander, which they'd say would give you a massage, but it was rather noisy, so it was best used as a sander. Sorry. Yeah, there were so many things that you could get that would go with these. It wasn't a vacuum cleaner; it was a home care system. Kirby, that's what it was known as. The bags of the time would have been the Kirby Generation 4, the Micron Magic, as it says there, Micron Magic on the top. These are the models G6 and Ultimate G, so they're slightly newer than what you'd have got with this machine. These are the HEPA filter ones. You'd have had the previous versions for this one, for the G4 and G5. That would have been Micron Magic the same, but I think they were only a single layer bag. I'm not quite sure, because I haven't actually got any of the old time. So basically, you had your paper bags here, and they were very large, very thick, like so. Now the fill line on it, do not fill above this line there for better filtration. So those are the bags. They're not cheap, but you can get them for reasonable prices depending on where you get them from. I would personally give an eBay seller called Nobby Grub a recommend here, because I've ordered belts from him before, and I've known some other people that have ordered from him, and he's always delivered on time. His prices are reasonable. So that's Nobby Grub. It's based in Southampton. Those are them. Then you also, what you could do, you could use in this one, is the most up-to-date ones here, which are the Microfiber Backs. And these are the most up-to-date Kirby bags that they do. Very, very big, very large bags those. They really do let the airflow come through these. They don't get clogged like the very old style bags, which are only single layer paper. These ones, you can fill them from the bottom up to there. It takes months. I mean, it takes months to fill one of these up. But again, you can get these for about £15 for a pack of 6. Nobby Grub sells them on eBay. Yeah, we also sells all second-hand parts and everything, so definitely worth a look. I do like recommending people on my videos if they're good. So the machine itself, like I said, it's heavy. All Kirbys were heavy. That was mainly down to the fact that they were built out of aluminium. They were metal, all metal construction. A quality really that we haven't seen here since about the 1960s, 1970s, where everything used to be built properly. I'd say this is a really, really solid machine. Really solid. On the back here, you got your bag, and that was fully removable. You just pulled the emptor away from the machine and clip the bag, and it would come off like so. The emptor would trap in here large particles that wouldn't go up into the bag, so if you sucked up your ring or anything large, it would end up rattling around in here. You just tip it out onto there. Inside here, as I say, is one of the Micron Magic bags. You have your fill tube. They just show you the fill tube there. There we go. So that's how the bag would fix on inside. You just push on and twist onto the stub. These tubes, actually that's got a hole in. I hadn't realised that. That's going to have to be replaced. Yes, they did occasionally break. Well, that's the first time I've seen there's been a hole in that one. Yeah. On later types, I think it was the G6 and later, they used a different style of fill tube. I think this was the one that they would have used right back to the Heritage 2 and the Heritage 1 would have had this type of tube in. So there we go, that was the fill tube. The bag, like I say, you could remove that from the boot emptor there. There's a tyre rack there, put it in the washing machine to wash. Just hang this back on here. And then this would secure in the top just to hang up. Like so. And the bag would nice and easily push back in. Okay. There we go. And then you put your empty back on the stub. Incidentally, there was a safety switch on here, which means if that was off, that you weren't able then to turn the machine on. What you could also do was to attach the hose to that socket there. There is a line here on there that you marry up to this line here and then twist it round. So now this is the mode that you'd use your sub-zone gun in, like this, like so. The other part that I showed you earlier, which is this here, that would go on the front. So you lift your hood up, remove the sole plate or the main head. Don't forget to take the belt off first with the belt lifter. That would then go on here, and that would close down. So there, that was properly in blower mode there. Just remove the bag as well. You didn't have to have the handle on. You could just have the carrying handle on it. Let's just show that. Again, you have a nice long cable with these. It would just very, very easily unclip from here, and then unclip from here, and then you could just press this button here on the bottom, and the handle would lift out, like so. So again, it was very, very versatile. And there it is in handheld mode there. So if we turn it on, make sure it's in neutral. Oh, that's nice. Nice cool breeze there in this hot sunny weather in July. But yes, that's in blower mode, and then what you could do, take that off, take this off, put it on here, put down, put your bag on, because obviously now, because there was no bag on, it wouldn't work. You weren't able to switch it on. That would go on there, twist round, clip into the top. So you could use it like so, or if you've got nice big arms, lift it up and then you can carry it up the stairs and do the stairs with it as well. But like I say, they weren't the lightest of machines to use in handheld mode. So there we go, that's that one. And then it would convert back to upright mode again, very simply. Press that button, remove this. Inside there, and I never even knew that was in there, there's a spare belt, look, inside that handle. Well, would you know? That's amazing. I never knew there was a spare belt kept inside there. You learn something every day. There we go. So remove the hose. So you know they weren't, whilst they were very versatile and you could do a lot with them, you'd need a little bit of time to go around using a Kirby. It wasn't one of those things you could just get out for a quick whip round. It would take a little bit of time to get it ready and set it up for various modes. It's not like a modern Sevo where the hose is all stored on the back. You do have to convert the machine. But you know, when you knew what you were doing with it, it didn't take long to do. Just get the main head back on. And inside there, you could see, there was the belt there, the belt lifter. So the nice wide brush roll there. Nice bristles on. Wouldn't take long to do your carpets with one of those. That would fit back on. Put the belt on. Hood down. Feed our cable back into the back here, into the slots. Like so. And that is now ready to be used as an upright. So you know, it didn't take long to convert it from a hose mode or a handheld mode, to get the handle on and off, take the bag on and off. Now if we push it round now, like I say, on the back here, you did have your tech drive, and it had a neutral and a drive position there. You'd put it in neutral there to move the cleaner around when it was switched off, because once it was in drive, you wouldn't then be able to push it like so. That's your toe touch control. That's adjusts the height. It has less settings on this than it did on the classic platform before. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 settings on there. Plenty adequate for most people, for most carpets. Okay, let's give it a push around there on the carpet. Let's drive on. It did work actually very well, tech drive, when it worked properly. Pull it with one finger. Again. So yeah, I've got another one of these. It's a G7, the Ultimate G, and the tech drive on that is absolutely useless. It clunks and clicks away and makes a dreadful racket. But this one doesn't appear to be too bad on this one. I don't think this machine's had as much use as my G7. So apart from that fill tube needing repairing or replacing, I'll probably get another one for that. This is actually in very good condition for its age. It's let's just do the cable. It's a very nice Kirby. This is the G4. I like the design on this one as well. You notice with the G4 is that they had a more squared off hood cover here, and they didn't have the handle on the front of here to make it easier to do the belt lifter. the G5, which was this one's replacement, the one that came in the burgundy colour. That one had the rounded off headlight, and it also had the handle on here as well. When the G6 came out, I believe the G6 had a more streamlined emptor put on here than this. They called it the I don't know, the mini emptor. I'm not quite sure on that one, but it was a different design. The bags, like I say, over the years they've changed from being single layer on the very old machines up to multi-layer, and then these type here. So Kirby's really, over the years, they still use the same kind of technology. It's basically a direct air dirty fan machine, which has the fan in the front with a belt spindle, and it just draws the air in through here, through the fan, and straight up into the bag. You know, that's called the direct air system, or dirty fan. So occasionally you might have to replace the fan in one of these, but they were very tough and they did last a long time. I think as long as you didn't keep using the hose and using it to pick up screws and building rubble and all that sort of thing, the fan would last and last and last. You'd always know when the fan needed replacing on one of these anyway, because it would start vibrating and making a terrible noise. What else can I say about it? Yeah, well basically it is a lot easier to push around with that tech drive, and when it's working properly, they are a real dream to push across the carpet. It had the little indicator light on the front of here, which shows you when the brush roll was going round. I think that was called the brush roll performance indicator light. And these would have retailed around the time, in the mid-90s, for around about the £1,000 mark. So they were not cheap cleaners at all. Not only that, but they do require a fair bit of maintenance to look after them. When it's brushed aluminium like this, they tarnish. They go dull very quickly. And many is the hours I've spent with the metal polish on these, polishing them up, trying to make them look as shiny as I can. You treat you treat a Kirby like a car, really. You need to service it, and you need to polish it. You need to look after it, and then it'll look after you. And like I say, they will last a great many years. And this Kirby G4, if I'm going to give it a rating, it won't score 10 out of 10, this machine. And one of the reasons why it won't score 10 out of 10 is because it's so heavy. That's its biggest letdown. It's nice and easy to push, but when you've got to carry it and lug it up and down the stairs, it'll lose a mark there. And also, because it's not the most practical using the hose, and it takes a little bit of time to set the hose up on it. If it stored the hose on board, I think that would have been such a good idea. But as it stands, this machine is going to get an 8 out of 10 from me. The Kirby G4. It's not a bad machine at all, and it's really, really nice machine to go around to deep clean your carpets with once in a while. And yes, you could use these every day, and I'd recommend this to somebody, yes, as long as they could pick it up. So there we go.